Today I'm breaking down one of the most interesting current UK startups, Salt, a hydration brand that is building in public. They've built an incredibly self-aware, authentic community around storytelling and an aesthetic design. And honestly, it feels like they've done what most supplement brands can't do. They've made the product feel human. But like every fast-growing startup, there comes to a point where authenticity alone stops scaling. Salt have hit operational chaos, founder burnout, and content bottlenecks. In this breakdown, I'm going to go deep and offer solutions to most of the challenges which Salt are experiencing. I'm going to give a blueprint on how to turn their brand into a TikTok shop sales machine without losing that soul. With that said, let's jump into my computer where I will show the roadmap. Welcome in, folks. This is the blueprint. So just as an overview, I'm going to run through a bit about Salt and their background. I'm going to run through what they're doing very well at the moment. I'm going to go through the 6 main challenges that they're experiencing right now in scaling their brand, the 6 solutions to these challenges and how they relate to each other. I'm going to run through a content strategy flywheel, so it will show clearly how to implement these solutions depending on the different aspects of content awareness that the consumer has, running from top of funnel to middle of funnel to bottom of funnel. I'm going to show a strategy which another brand has successfully used, which basically puts the pieces of this puzzle together. And I'm going to have a clear outcome. So let's just share a bit about who Salt are and what they've been doing up to now. So Salt was started by Henry and Millie, 2 founders who have done something that most marketers overcomplicate. They have made hydration a culture. And in Henry's words, we're not trying to be a hydration brand for athletes. They are trying to be a lifestyle brand for everyone. What that means is they are not competing with Element or Fizz or Sneak on performance. They are competing with lifestyle. So they've taken a functional product, they've wrapped it in transparency and design and chaos. That is their genius. And their YouTube vlogs are self-deprecating, messy, human, and their TikToks show the problems of their brand as much as the wins. And basically, it shows all the blood, sweat, and tears that has gone into designing the product, finding a reputable supplier, discussing the fact that they can't compete on economies of scale, so they are dealing with challenges there because they just can't go up against the big brands who are sourcing Lord knows what from different suppliers just for the sake of making a product. Their social tone is playful, and it feels like a friend who is venting in a group chat. And they have a very build in public approach that has made people root for them. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because when you build that much authenticity manually, eventually bottlenecks can come up, okay? I wasn't 100% sure, by the way, on using Salt's logo here. I do hope that I do not get into any trouble for showing a brand logo. So I was a bit on the fence, but yeah, like I say, there is Salt. Do check them out. So first I want to go through what they're doing really well up to this point. They have a strong focus on transparency in their marketing. They show all their chaos. Henry said, we always leave things last minute. Ideas come about a day before they are meant to be launched. And instead of hiding it, they turn that into content. There is a strong focus on storytelling over selling at the moment. They show their relationship, their failures, their internal debates, and it's that emotional content that has built attachment in their audience. They've been using community as a feedback loop, and people do feel a strong sense of ownership when they drink Salt. The design and tone is always consistent across every platform, and their branding certainly matches their content tone of voice. Absolutely love the aesthetic packaging and the cinematic visuals, and I was pleased and proud to hear that they haven't had much focus on ad spend at the moment. It's been a lot of their success has come from organic traction, likely from their Instagram, I think, because they've got a stronger following on Instagram, it seems, than they do on TikTok. So Salt is a cult brand, but as of right now, it is not scalable, and it's because of these 6 challenges that is stopping them from scaling. First of all, there's operational chaos and burnout. So they've admitted it themselves that they always leave things last minute, which is funny when you're small and it's all part of the journey. That's totally fine. I've been there. But when your audience is expecting consistency, that chaos can kill momentum, and some customers may feel left behind on different channels, say TikTok or email or through their WhatsApp. They feel like they don't feel like they are living up to the expectations of the chaos and fun. At the end of the day, the chaos and fun is absolutely awesome. That said, the customer does want to feel like they are getting a professional product, I suppose. So we can explain this pattern because there may not be any automated workflows between TikTok Shop and fulfillment on their Shopify. There isn't much structure around launch plans. I noticed this when I joined their WhatsApp community. That isn't being used at the moment. I'll get more into that later because that's going to be a key theme for this video on how we could monetize that. And every campaign feels more like a burnout than an opportunity. Second, there is a key focus on founder dependency at the moment, which is holding back their brand. The brand pauses when one of them takes a trip. So when Millie was in New York, I believe it was, flavor testing had to wait. And when Henry gets overwhelmed, content halts. And that's the curse of authentic brands because they rely solely on personality to move the business. The thing is that the audience buys them, not just the product, which is great. But unfortunately, when there's not enough of them, no one would buy the product. We also have a content bottleneck. So they are elite storytellers. I can tell that they've either got a great team of content creators guiding them or they've got a great background in content creation. Their brand posts are hilarious. And I love that they haven't, as far as I'm aware, they haven't linked a single shoppable video to their brand page. The storytelling is easily in the top 1%. It's just a shame that we can't capitalize on that at the moment because we're not using enough middle of funnel or bottom of funnel content at the moment. As for using creators to promote the Salt product, TikTok rewards quantity, not just polished videos. So, Salt's incredible stories often reach fewer people than they could because at the moment we are focusing purely on top of funnel content. There is not an affiliate pipeline where we could utilize creators. I've also identified some brand identity tension. So they've built a brand around rejecting advice and being different and being human. That's great. But as you scale, the thing that made you different becomes harder to maintain. You can't personally talk to a customer forever. Or you can, but only when you use a strategy. That means that we can use channels like WhatsApp or email to personally talk to the customer. And we can actually build direct personal relationships to customers by turning them into creators potentially, which I'll get into in a sec. We also have a massive social proof gap. So this is probably key for TikTok at the moment. Pricing isn't the issue. They've expressed concerns about pricing their product on TikTok. It's true that TikTok Shop is a price-sensitive audience, but there are also people who will happily pay £25, £30 for an electrolyte product. I've seen this with WellGuard. I understand that WellGuard is a massive brand with massive ad spend in their budgets, but at the end of the day, people will pay £30 for a well-established product. And the thing is, WellGuard is a jack of all trades. So if you were to focus purely on an electrolyte sachet and be the best at electrolytes and hydration, I don't see any reason why we can't price this product for at least £24. Consumers don't buy cheap, they just buy social proof. And even as of the time of making this video, Salt is priced at £8. You would think that the sales are rolling in. They're not, because there isn't a content strategy in place and people aren't attracted towards the fact that there are only 250 units sold on TikTok Shop as of this time. That's still a fantastic achievement, don't get me wrong. But usually, in order to attract creators and customer attention, you're looking for at least 1,000 sold to attract customers and 5,000 sold to attract affiliate creators to promote the product for you. So when everyone else's feed is flooded with creators drinking Element or Fizz or Sneak, Salt posts founder vlogs, and it is bridging a gap. But at the moment, lower price may even cheapen perception of the brand. So I would be hesitant to price the product at £8 going forward. Let's talk about the WhatsApp community. I'm actually in this at the moment. So they've already done the hardest part. They have a direct line with, I think about, is it 700 people? There's a few hundred people in the community. And from what I can tell, there's a mix of British and US numbers. So we've already got a strong customer base. And this WhatsApp community is available on their website. So I can only imagine that these are from people who've seen the Salt brand, they've purchased, or they are considering purchasing. So let's talk about how we could use this community and a couple of other things to really help the Salt brand take off. So step one is removing the human bottleneck from operations. The systems already are in place. We can sync Shopify with TikTok's channel app for inventory and fulfillment automation. We can create an always-on affiliate shop plan, so content never stops between launches. This just means that we can create an open plan for affiliates to promote products and request a sample. We can use AI to outreach to our target creators. I can't spill the beans on this video because this is usually something that we reserve for brands who work with us or creators when we are launching their brand. But yes, we do have tools in place other than the TikTok Shop dashboard to reach out to creators. And I want to talk now about product seeding because this is awesome. So right now, Salt is basically Henry and Millie, and the goal is to get Salt to around, let's say, 100 to 300 creators per month, okay, posting a video. I would reactivate the WhatsApp group and call it like Salt Social or the Salt Cult or Salt Community, something like that. Salt Club, I'm not sure. And I would offer free or refundable samples through TikTok Shop for those willing to post videos and leave a 5-star review. Or just get a refundable sample and just leave a 5-star review. I would collect that video, however short they make the video, if the creator in the community does make a video, and tag it back to the shop listing, post it on their Shopify store, and also repurpose it on TikTok Shop to make bottom of funnel content. You could use a compilation of customer videos in the top of funnel content on the brand page to see what people are saying. And this basically saves probably thousands really in seeding campaigns, because the old model of paying an agency to seed your products for you, like thousands and thousands of pounds, is dying. The old model of reaching out to influencers and paying them thousands each to post one video on their TikTok is dying or already dead. I would like to use the community that Salt already has and monetize it that way. And I'm going to show you how this worked for another brand. Another thing that I want to talk about is the way to scale story-driven brands by separating emotion from execution. You can use live streams, which Salt would run on their page, promoting the brand, obviously hosted by Henry and Millie themselves, to build that connection and just snip up those live streams with those questions that people get from the audience and post them on the brand page. There doesn't have to be a shoppable link at the bottom of the video when it's posted on the brand page. That's totally up to them. So we can also talk about how we shouldn't remove or automate authenticity. You should still protect it. The founders should move from operators to narrators as soon as they feasibly could. Because at the moment, Henry and Millie are working on the business they're working in the business instead of on the business. So we want them to be working on the business as soon as possible. In the meantime, the community and the affiliates can carry the content with their personal direction, which is what the WhatsApp group would be used for. So at the moment, we would be able to talk to a large amount of people, but still have that personal touch because it feels like they have a direct line with Henry and Millie. Let's talk about the social proof. So running a refundable campaign sample through the TikTok Shop is possible. We can offer clear instructions on how to do this in the WhatsApp community, and also use WhatsApp to promote live events to give the audience a heads up when they are going live. Coupons, discounts, challenges. We can reshare TikTok videos from the brand page to the WhatsApp community so that people are encouraged to go ahead and check it out. If even just a dozen of the people from the WhatsApp community watch a brand page post every time, that watch time is going to get nice and high for the brand page posts. And yeah, it could be an awesome way to boost the video because you're getting your target customer to watch your videos. We could also talk about linking the free WhatsApp community in the link of the bio of the Salt page. I'd have to think of a proper strategy on how to do this so that we best monetize the attention while still staying authentic. I could see customers joining the WhatsApp group from the community page, and then the incentive to join would be to unlock those deals. So yeah, growing this to 1,000+ members could be a great way. And in terms of how to repurpose those clips that affiliates or members in the community would post, however short those clips are, these clips could be repurposed on Meta for those that perform well on TikTok Shop. We often find when a video performs well on TikTok Shop, it's going to get a return on investment on Meta. If you want to see the creators right and make sure they get paid for their content on other platforms, of course, you can offer like a rev share model or something. So that has worked very well for other brands before. So I would look to treat WhatsApp as an email list because honestly, when we look to solve the community and create an engaged community, a lot of these problems can disappear. Content creation, founder burnout, the lack of social proof, having an engaged community which pays us now and in future, dependency, operational chaos and burnout because it gives a direct line of communication to show people in the community what you are launching, whether it's a new product, a new email campaign, whatever. It could be a great way to directly share long-form content, brand wins. The authenticity is still there because Millie and Henry could drop voice notes in the chat. All of these problems go away when you have people rooting for you and you have a direct line of communication to reach them. So, I just wanted to share this little flywheel that I made. Apologies for the presentation of my design, by the way. I mean, this is the best that I could come up with in Miro. Look, I'm a creator on TikTok. I'm not a presentation designer. So I wanted to talk quickly about the top of funnel content strategy. So yeah, just continue that story-driven content. Vlogs, transparency, building in public, awesome. I really liked the interview style content that was dropped in a barista cafe. I don't know how they managed to get a POV headset on a barista. I'm not sure if it was a setup. Fair play if it was a setup because it was genius. I found it hilarious. So top of funnel, I'm not worried about at all, and this can be repurposed by creators to react to and further build trust. Because I really like reacting to top of funnel content. The meetup that they had with Simon, that was awesome. So I would look to use that video as celebrity social proof to promote the Salt product if I was an affiliate promoting the product. We could talk about middle of funnel. So this is where we're going to get 100 to 300 creators post 2 to 3 videos. So if we offer 30% commission to the best creators from other brands and people who've promoted WellGuard, etc. This is essentially called creator sniping. We can offer premium commissions to people who join the WhatsApp group and or creators with a respectable GMV who've promoted similar products before. That 30% commission may depend on product margins. That's completely fine. At the end of the day, incentivizing those creators upfront is going to pay off in the long run. We would also provide creative briefs with winning angles and winning content formats, because at the moment, most creators on TikTok do not have the capacity or the drive to go to the lengths and depth that these guys go to make top of funnel content. Okay, they just don't. They just want to pick up a product and talk about it. So we can provide creative briefs in the WhatsApp to share with them with angles, hooks, scripts that are proven to work. As for bottom of funnel, like I say, I would boost top performing UGC on Meta, or I would take angles that have worked on Meta and post them on TikTok Shop. We can use retargeting to engage viewers. So yeah, and we can also use TikTok Shop vouchers to lower their barrier to their first purchase, because everyone on TikTok at the moment is basically a cold audience to buying the product. I just talked there about the creator sniping strategy. So we can use TikTok search to find creators who've talked about elements or hydration powders or electrolyte drinks, and reach out to them through the TikTok Shop affiliate dashboard and the tools that I talked about earlier to get them on board potentially. The community content briefs, yeah, that's just encouraging unpolished realism, because I would like the brand page personally to focus on polished, well-made content and leave the unpolished content to creators. Just showing how this looks in practice, this is my brand that uses WhatsApp to engage with creators, where we have a direct line of communication. So yeah, I own Well Edgeness, and I was just looking at Holy Energy, who used WhatsApp to get 8 times the amount of orders they usually do on launch weekend. This is just from their website, by the way. I'm not sure of the context behind these metrics, but they got a bunch of email subscribers as well. They kind of host a newsletter through WhatsApp, which is cool. They've built a community hub basically and a direct line with their customer. So yeah, that's a brand that's been crushing it with WhatsApp, and that's my brand that uses WhatsApp. Just wanted to wrap up with a reasonable metric. This is by no means a guarantee, but this is a vision that I have for the brand. So if we use TikTok Shop and we had 200 creators posting 3 videos each, let's say we get 600 videos a month. Even at a 0.5% click-through rate, that's about 300 sales a day, assuming that the reviews are there and people love the product, which I'm sure they will. An £8 AOV is 72k monthly GMV, and we can add Spark ads and use live events to retarget. So those are going to mop up the folks who have added the product to their basket. And yeah, this is the roadmap that I would use to crack those 6-figure months with TikTok for Salt. Any questions about this, let me know. I'm just going to switch back to my normal camera to wrap up this video. So that's a wrap on breaking down Salt and how they could take their brand to the next level. If you've reached this far, I have a cheeky offer for you. I wouldn't be doing my job properly if I didn't ask. If you are a D2C e-commerce brand and you are looking to apply the teachings from this video to your brand so that you can scale on TikTok and use TikTok Shop as a demand-driven sales engine, you're not sure where to apply the teachings or how to start, or if TikTok is even a good fit for your brand, then book in a call with us, because a lot of people may reach this far, but they just struggle to piece together some of the pieces of the puzzle for their own brand. I get a lot of questions about how to integrate TikTok Shop into brands' supply chain, how they can use TikTok as an omni-channel sales platform, and how it links to your Amazon, your Shopify, and how it relates to the demand that you can generate there organically. I want to learn more about your business. So if you think that potentially using TikTok Shop could be a way to crush 2026 for your brand, go ahead, choose a slot with us, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.